This 2015 Toyota Corolla has a busted shock absorber, as is evidenced by oil running down the outside of the shock. We're going to replace it in this video. Let me show you how. Clearly step one is to get the car up in the air and get the wheels off. So we're doing that now at the moment. If you're working on a jack, make sure you get axle stands underneath the car before you do any work, because you do not want the car falling on you. So I'm fortunate enough to have a ramp, so that's how I'm doing it, but you don't have to do this on a ramp. Right, so to remove the shock, we need to take these two nuts off here, this nut off here, and then there's a bolt here holding a bracket on. So let's get them out of our way first of all. There's also a bolt holding our brake line on there as well. We get them all out of the way, and that should leave that free, and then we can go up the top and have a look at what's involved in taking it out up there. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Clearly when you're doing a job like this, you need to inspect everything as you go. So things like the anti-roll bar drop link and stuff like that here as well, your ball joints and all that need to be inspected. So let's get all the bits off and we'll have a look at them when they're off. Straight away, we're going to need to get an Allen key for the middle of that. Right, so this is a matter of just banging an Allen key in there. Some knobhead rounded it out, like when installing it. I mean, one thing rounding it out when you're trying to remove it, but another thing when you're actually installing it, like. So, we'll get it sorted. Right. Let's give it a shot of WD-40. And here come all the comments saying, oh, WD-40 is not a lubricant. It is a lubricant. It's a light oil, okay? Yes, it's meant for water displacement, but it uses oil to displace the water. It's just not a very good lubricant, but does the trick most of the time. Yeah, plus gas and stuff like that are better, but try getting plus gas and you'll be doing well. First nut to come off, and did it put up a fight? Hell yes it did. Right, okay, so now let's get some of this bracketry out of the way. Okay, just pop that back in the hole. Okay. Now there's a clip down here as well for our ABS sensor wiring, so we'll undo that as well. So now, next thing we can do is we can take off those two big nuts there, so let's get them done now. I have to say, I really like my new Ryobi brushless impact gun. It has got some teeth to it compared to the old one I used to have, which was rubbish. It's a 22 socket and spanner you need. Okay, knock those bolts out, and then this is all going to drop down, so just be careful. One out. And there's the second one out. Okay. So that gets that all out of the way. So that's our hub drops down there now, and our strut is just being held at the top. So what we're going to do now is we're going to lower the car down and we're going to undo the 3 bolts, most likely 3 bolts at the top that are holding the strut in place, and we'll get that out. Compress the spring and replace it. Conveniently located in under the scuttle are the 3 14mm nuts that we need to remove in order to get the shock strut out. If this was a Renault, you'd have to drop the subframe. So let's be thankful that Toyota do not go overboard in where they locate these things, and they do actually give you a bit of clearance. I actually do really like Toyotas. I think they're very reliable cars and generally very well engineered. So things like this are not really a major ordeal. A ratchet spanner is a very helpful tool to have for these type of jobs. Or a set of ratchet spanners, should I say. So we get all but one of these nuts off, and one of them is loose, and then what we can do is we need to kind of take one off while we're holding the strut so it doesn't hit the deck underneath the car. You could take the scuttle out if you were that way inclined, but I think it would take me longer to take the scuttle out than it would to just kind of work around. I might be saying a different, I might be saying the opposite when it comes to refitting it though, to try and get the nuts back onto the studs. But we'll see, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So now I need to hold the strut underneath the car to stop it from falling out. Which we're doing now. And there we have it. One shock strut removed. My workbench is taken up with another project at the moment, so what I'm going to do is just mark everything out here on the floor and take it apart here. So we're just going to mark where the end of the spring is here. The end of the spring down the bottom sits into a little groove, but we're just going to mark it anyway just to be sure, as I say. So that's where the ends of the springs are. Right. So now we can compress these. These things make me incredibly nervous, and if they don't make you nervous, then you shouldn't be doing this. Alright, there's one on. Get the other one on here. Alright, plenty of clearance on that there now. So now, the rubber plug on the top, socket, take that nut off, and make sure it's pointing away from you. Do not get in its way. And that shock absorber is banjaxed. So definitely our problem anyway. Alright, so there's our compressed spring. Get that out, well out of your way, and we're going to put our new shock absorber together and start buttoning that up. Okay, so here's our new one. So there's a clip around it, and it says to exercise it vertically maybe 5 times, or upside down maybe 5 times. And we'll do it this way as well. And you can feel just doing this is starting to come good. Alright, that's pretty decent at that. So now let's lay out the 2 sets of parts side by side. There is a rubber ring which we're going to give a clean to. I'll bring it over to the parts washer now in a second. Clean, and just clean this. Don't want to go too mad. I'll do this as well while we're at it. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this because I don't want to get the solvent from the parts washer on it. So we'll just give it a wipe. All right. So now this was. We need to basically match up our marks. So. So we're just transferring the old marks onto the new spring carrier here. So this is going to the spring perch. There we go. It's pretty straightforward actually. There's a little groove that it sits into. So that's fine. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this fella on. Take the nut off first of all. Let's give that a wipe off. Just got a little bit of shop dirt on it. No, this first. Okay, then this goes on. Okay, there's a flat on this. It only goes one way, which is fine. And then our strut top will go on afterwards. But obviously, we need to put our spring on first. So we're just making sure everything fits the way it's supposed to. It's going to go like that. Okay, now we can start putting stuff actually together. And stay well clear of this. This could well kill you if it gets loose. And this lad here will sit down. And there's a little doofer that comes through. Goes through the hole there. And this goes on next. We'll go like that. And then we get our nut into place. Suitable size socket. Suitable size socket. And button it up. It's safer now anyway because the nut is actually on. It's only finger tight though. Turn that all around like that. Okay, so now we can let our spring tension off that. Right, job's a good one. That's ready to go back into the car. Reinstallation is the reverse of removal, only a swear in different places. So let's slot this back in. You have assistants to help you. That was a good time to remove them. I fly solo though. Bit fiddly getting the nuts in here, but not impossible. Now, okay, they're tight. Right, so let's get it back up in the air, and we'll get the rest of it assembled, and then we'll look at the other side. As I said, reinstallation is the reverse of removal. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our hub back in. Now that's going to be a bit tricky, but we should be able to. Yeah, we'll be able to just lift it back up, get our bolts in, get them tightened up. Now I would strongly suggest that when you get this, if you do this job, go and get your wheel alignment done, because this could throw your wheel alignment off. All right, let's put them on loosely. Bugger. It's around the wrong side. I have to take it off again to get that around the right side. Ah, yeah. There's something to be aware of. Pull this away. Goes around here, like so. Whoop. There you go. Now. People seem to be appreciative on my channel of me leaving my mistakes in. Well, I'm only human. Of course I make mistakes. Some absolute clangers as well, it has to be said. But it's about how you deal with the mistake, the aftermath of the mistake is what'll set you apart. Right, we'll go and get the impact gun, buzz them in, and then we'll start getting our bracketry sorted out as well, and our wiring here too. And then we can get our anti-roll bar drop link back on. Okay, we'll buzz these in. Change the battery in my impact gun. Alright, as the man says, is going nowhere. Just getting our brake pipe and ABS sensor wiring squared away here as well. Okay, so there is a particular way that these clips go. They've kind of, I'll try and show you here. It's a bit fiddly, to be honest with you, but the let's see now if you guys can see what we're doing here. So the brake pipe kind of hooks in underneath this bracket, and then the ABS sensor wiring goes over it, and the bolt passes through both holes. Now you have to remember to get the bolt from the old shock strut. because I just threaded it back into the hole just for safekeeping for the time being. Alright. So now, let me tighten that up now in a sec. But what I want to do beforehand is get a little clip that goes here. Oh, not on the floor. Clip goes here into this hole. Wiring clips into that. Like so. And we're going to tighten that up. 14 mil bolt and another 14 mil bolt there. Then the last thing to do is our drop link. Okay, that's both of them done. So now this little bugger, which broke my heart earlier on, hopefully we'll not do the same thing again. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get a die, if I have the right size one here. I'm going to run it down that, and I'm going to run through the nut. I'm going to clean that all up before we put it back together again. Unfortunately, I don't have the correct die or tap or anything, so we'll just have to make do. Bit of copper grease on that will hopefully aid reassembly. There's every possibility I'll be the one replacing these drop links if and when they need to be replaced in the future. So I'll thank myself when that time comes. But for the time being, let's see, that's going on a lot easier now already. Let's see, have we got the correct size socket there? Yes, we do. Okay. Buzz it on with the impact, and hopefully we'll be able to send it home without having to hold it with the Allen key, because that's a pain in the butt. Best job. Right, happy days. It's amazing, like, just taking a little bit of time to do something like that can make all the difference. I strongly suggest that you do both sides of the car if you're doing this job. If one shock is gone, the other one's soon to follow, apart from anything else, and you also want the whole setup to be balanced. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the other one. I bought two of them for the car. They were only €60, so to be honest with you, it was €60 a piece. So to me, it just made good economical sense, and yeah, definitely the way to go. So yeah, I hope you got a bit from this video, and if you have any comments or observations or whatever, just please do comment below. I always like to hear from you guys. It means a lot to me, and please do hit the subscribe button before you go. And yeah, I will see you in a future video. Please stay tuned, because there's going to be plenty of classic car content coming up. The Ford Fiesta in the background there is slowly but surely coming along as far as the bodywork is concerned, so still progress being made on that in the background. I just haven't really got much to tell you at this point in time, aside from a couple of shorts that I've thrown up every so often. So anyway, I'll chat to you soon. Thanks very much for watching. Oh, you thought the driver's side was bad? Well, I've heated the crap out of that, and now it's out with the grinder. It's the only thing for it. It is absolutely welded on. I shall be recommending a new pair of A or B drop links. Or at least one anyway, but you do them in pairs as well.